Hey everyone, this is Brian from Tulip. I'm a solutions engineer here, and today we're going to talk about custom barcode scanners. So I've got a barcode scanner here, and when I go to try to scan something, nothing happens. So this is a pretty common occurrence with USB scanners where they haven't been configured yet properly. So there's a few things that we're going to have to keep in mind and take action on that we're going to cover in this video. So the first thing to make sure of is if you open a notepad and scan your barcode, we should see this. So we should see a barcode output followed by the cursor automatically returning to the next line. This is something that's called a carriage return, and we'll want to make sure that our barcode scanner is configured to do this automatically. If your barcode scanner doesn't do this, if the cursor ends up here or maybe at tabs, that's totally normal behavior, but we will want to modify that to make sure that we're getting that cursor to the next line. Typically, you can find either in the manual or over the open internet, you can search it based on your barcode model. Just look up how to add carriage return. So you'll want to clear your other formatting options, and typically it's just a couple barcodes that you scan, and then your barcode will be good to go. So once you have your barcode scan outputting with the carriage return, you're ready to move on to the next step. Now from here, we won't need that anymore. We're going to want to go into Tools in the Tulip Player and add custom barcode scanners. Now there's a format here. It tells me that no barcode has successfully been scanned yet. And I have this form to add a name, vendor ID, and a product ID. Now there's also a blurb of text up here that says the product ID and vendor ID can either be added in hexadecimal or decimal format. Typically these are going to be in decimal, and you'll have to force hexadecimal. And to force hexadecimal, you'll just have to prepend with 0x. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find out what this VID and PID is. So the way we do that is we're going to open up Windows and go to the Device Manager. Now, in this device manager, barcodes are typically under human interface devices, and they'll almost always be called USB input device. So I'm pretty confident that this is the one that I'm looking for, but just to be absolutely certain, I'm going to unplug my barcode scanner and make sure that it is removed from the list. And if I take a look again, it looks like it is no longer there, so even more confident that this is the one. So I'm going to plug this back in. And there it is, USB input device. So this is my barcode scanner, and that's typically a good test to unplug and plug back in, just to confirm that this is the right one. Sometimes you might have multiple USB input devices, and you might have to look through them and kind of sort them. So that's a helpful trick. Next, we're going to want to go over to Details. Under Property, we're going to drop down this list and go over to Hardware IDs. Now this right down here tells me the VID and the PID. So 2010 is the VID and the PID is 7638. So these are the two numbers that I need for the Tulip Player to be able to do this. So let's take a look at this, and we'll add a name. I'll call this barcode scanner 1, maybe. Doesn't necessarily matter. And VID is going to be, again, that prepended with 0x, and my VID is 2010. And same thing here, 0x, 7638. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Configuration was saved successfully, and I'm going to go ahead and close this. Now, once I close that, I'm also going to close out of the Tulip Player entirely, and I'm going to reopen it so that those changes are saved successfully. So when I go ahead and reopen this, the Tulip loads. All right, I'm going to go back to Tools, Add Custom Barcode Scanners. You'll see that these numbers have changed. So now they're in hexadecimal format. They've been modified. And moment of truth, if I go ahead and scan something, I see that my barcode was successfully scanned, and it looks like my cursor was also here, so I We'll go ahead and delete that. But my barcode was successfully scanned with an output, so now Tulip is recognizing this barcode scanner. Close this. It looks like my barcode scan has also come across on my application as intended. So this is a quick guide, but hopefully this helps. Thanks.